Bowling Green Falcons wearing their white on the road. They make their way onto the field, taking on in the all black with the green trim the Ohio Bobcats. These two teams played a great one last year at Bowling Green. Tyler Tettleton accounted for 53 of the Bobcats' 83 yards on the final drive. Finished with 128 yards and a TD, also on 23 carries. And Matt Weller made a 23-yard field goal as time expired, his 5th field goal of the game. And Tettleton and Ohio celebrated a MAC East Division title as they won it 29-28. A tough loss for Dave Clawson, the head coach of Bowling Green. They lost 3 games last year by a touchdown or less. But he has a much improved team this year. Comes in at 6-3 and 4-1 in conference play. They've won 5 in a row. And Frank Solich, his 8th season here in Athens, Ohio, and coaching his 100th game as head coach here of the Bobcats.
Yeah, we mentioned that to him. He had no idea. He said, "Don't tell me numbers like that."
The Bowling Green won the toss, and they have deferred. So the blackout tonight, the students advised to wear black, and they have cooperated. On a cool but pleasant night here in southeastern Ohio. Anthony Farinelli to kick off. Daz Patterson and Devin Bass back, and it's taken at the 6-yard line by Patterson. He advances past the 20 up near the 27-yard line. Pretty good starting field position for Ohio. Brian Sutton making the tackle on special teams for Bowling Green. And number 4 for Ohio, Tyler Tettleton. He is a redshirt junior out of Norman North High School, Norman, Oklahoma. Of course, he is the son of former Major League player Mickey Tettleton. Just an exciting kid to watch, Rick.
He really is, Mark. The one thing you have to watch on him is his scrambling ability, his ability to extend plays. He is the fastest player on this team in a 10-yard sprint. That tells you how quickly he can get around the edge.
Well, Blankenship is the back for Ohio. And Tettleton on first down, looks to throw under pressure, keeps his balance, rolling out left, throws and finds Dante Foster up to the 40, got a nice block there, and steps out around the 43-yard line, a first down. Boo Boo Gates making the stop. But there is a perfect example right away of watching Tettleton make something happen.
Well, he does. He moves outside the pocket, makes something happen. Watch this block right there. Bam. That's Derek Roback putting it to Boo Boo Gates. A little how do you do? Let's play football.
That gave 15, so it's a first down for Ohio from the 43. Here's a toss to both Blankenship. Running right, finds a crease, and he's across midfield to the Bowling Green 49-yard line. Gabe Martin and Rylan Ward making the tackle for Bowling Green, but a gain of 8 yards.
And Ohio likes to tempo things and go fast early in a game.
We get no huddle. Handoff. Blankenship straight ahead. And he's close to a first down there at the 46-yard line. Looks like he'll have it. Brian Thomas, the defensive end with the tackle.
You see they've split carries now that Ryan Boykin is healthy. Him and Blankenship are sharing the duties. Early on in the season, Blankenship was really overworked. But since Boykin's been healthy, they're splitting carries pretty much, and both are very effective.
Ohio first down at the Bowling Green 46-yard line. Blankenship again is the back. They stack 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. And Tettleton looking right, swings it out to the back. Blankenship turns the corner, pushed out of bounds inside the 35-yard line around the 32. Rylan Ward pushing him out.
And Blankenship has a very good speed, runs a 4.59 40, and that goes along with some pretty good size at 5'9", 202 pounds. He's a load to bring down, and then when they bring Boykin in, he's 221 pounds, and he is also a load. These guys very similar.
Last play gained 14, right back to the line, and again a handoff. Blankenship straight ahead across the 30 near the 29. Dwayne Woods, the middle linebacker, keeps him to a 3-yard gain.
Dwayne Woods has been the stalwart linebacker on this team. A lot of other guys flashy, make plays. All Dwayne Woods does is make hits like he did on that last play.
Well, Woods, a senior, a couple years ago in 2010, he led the MAC. 134 tackles. There's a senior out of Princeton High School in Cincinnati. Second down and 7. Ohio at the 29 of Bowling Green. Continues to be Blankenship in the backfield. Long count this time and jumping to left side. And the whistle stops the play. Looked like Charlie Walker on that left side jumped early for Bowling Green. Let's see if he was drawn off.
It was a slight lean by McGrath.
Offside. Defense. Number 46. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Excuse me, Mark. Very little lean. Right up here, you're going to see the big fella, and it's really almost imperceptible, and the ref didn't call it. You see that little bit of adjustment in his stance, and that was enough to pull Charlie Walker off sides.
Folks may have noticed the guard tapping the center. We'll talk more about that later as far as igniting the snap for this Ohio team. A little unique. There's Blankenship, another carry to the 25. Again, Charlie Walker figuring into the play.
Yeah, that snap tap you mentioned, Mark, it's something that it started in the NFL. I believe with the Indianapolis Colts when Peyton Manning was still there. And a lot of teams go to that now. It helps you control the cadence where you don't have to worry about crowd noise at all. Your center basically is the one who decides when the play goes. I'll have more on that as this game goes down because I think there's a lot to talk about in that thing.
Yeah, they face a third down for the first time. 3rd and 2 and straight up the middle. And it looks like he's going to have the first down. And Darius Vick, who's the backup quarterback, coming in motion into the backfield as part of that play.
And they run it behind big number 77, Eric Herman, who is the guy who does that little tap to get the snap started. And watching him, he's as good a lineman as there is in the Mid-American Conference for sure, and maybe in the country.
Blankenship has touched the ball 6 of the 7 plays for Ohio. That one got him a first down. There it's a 21 of Bowling Green on this game's initial drive. Templeton to throw on first down. Plenty of time, rolling left. Still looking, pump fakes, will run and steps out of bounds around the 17-18 yard line, chased out by Gabe Martin.
And again, Tettleton just finds a way to get outside of the pressure. Now, Bowling Green makes a mistake. They lose contain. Big number 43, Brian Thomas, with an inside rush. Tettleton will see that immediately. And when he does, he's going to head out to the edge. And he likes to throw it when he scrambles as opposed to tucking it away and running. Had nowhere to go with it on that play.
They stack 2 receivers to the right, including Darius Vick on that right side. Out of the pistol with Blankenship in the backfield. Second down at 6. Templeton hands off. Blankenship off right tackle. Finds a crease inside the 10. Bumped down at the 9-yard line by Ryland Ward. A gain of 8.
You're going to see a really nice cut. Watch, see right there? Bam, big hole right there. And you saw number 11 up top, Gabe Martin, that outside linebacker, overran the play, got it up into the, too deep into the backfield. Blankenship saw it, makes the cut, moved the change.
And it's a 1st and goal from the 9. This is the 10th play of this initial drive of the game coming for Ohio. They've been riding Bo Blankenship down the field.
Pretty impressive.
Play clock at 4. Blankenship again lowers the shoulder and puts a hurt on the defender. A gain of 4. Boo Boo Gates came up and paid the price.
Blankenship is running hard tonight. You see number 24, Boo Boo Gates, the safety, steps into the hole. And right there, you expect your defender to win that. At least you would hope he would. But the low man wins in football. And Blankenship definitely got on the pads of Boo Boo Gates.
Blankenship, 7 carries. 43 yards on this drive. 2nd and goal. Rolling into the end zone. Tettleton scores, and Ohio marches down the field on their first possession and puts up the first points of the game.
Oh, and they made it look easy, and they took it right at this vaunted Bowling Green defense. They just ran them over on several plays. Pretty impressive.
Well, 5-yard touchdown run for Tyler Tettleton, his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. Matt Weller, the impressive kicker, on for the extra point for Ohio. Straight through. 11 plays, 72 yards against that very impressive Bowling Green defense, Ray.
And Tyler Tettleton is the guy who carries the mail, delivers it, got a blocker out front, really didn't need him the speed. Gets Ohio up, 7-zip.
You're watching College Football Primetime on ESPN, presented by Russell Athletic.
An early statement from the home team, Ohio. 11-play drive, 72 yards, and Tettleton's 5-yard touchdown run. 7-0 Ohio early in this first quarter.
That's the first touchdown that Bowling Green defense has given up in over 150 minutes of clock time. I'll tell you, that was surprising to me that they made it look that easy.
Boo Gates back deep. And that's actually Pettigrew who's going to take it out of the end zone. Met at the 10-yard line and stopped just across the 10 at the 11.
Not a wise decision to take that one out.
So the quarterback for the Bowling Green Falcons, Matt Schultz, a redshirt junior who's from California, Arcadia, California.
You see the numbers for his career, and the thing that impresses me is he is very calm, very collected in there. He's a pocket-type passer. He can move around the pocket pretty good. Not much of a threat to run the football, but he manages the game extremely well, and he's got a nice, strong arm on him.
Bowling Green's first possession of the game begins at their own 13. They go 2 receivers to the left. The back is Anton Samuel. Make the handoff to him. Swing it out. It's immediately dropped. That is an incomplete pass intended for Sean Joplin. Let's take a look at the impact players tonight for the Bowling Green Falcons.
Well, it starts with their tailback, Anton Samuel. Outstanding running back. Very strong, quick in the hole, can make people miss. A lot of shake to him. And then the tight end, Alex Baer, gives defenses a headache. Pun intended. But he is very good and a tough matchup for the safeties and linebackers of this Ohio football team.
Baer, 6'4", 253 pounds, a redshirt junior from Pickerington, Ohio. Out of the empty. Schultz slings it out a little low, but caught at the 19-yard line by Ryan Burbrink. For a gain of 5.
I'm a little surprised that Bowling Green has come out into the shotgun here early on and is throwing the football to the perimeter. I think they want to test out the defensive secondary of this Ohio football team right now. They certainly aren't trying to gash them up in between the tackles yet.
Now 3rd down and 5 from their own 18. 3 receivers left, the one to the right. Wide right now in motion comes Burbrink. Schultz on 3rd and 5. And he gets the pass batted right back to him. And it's dropped back at the 10-yard line for a loss of 8. Neil Wynn, the nose tackle, tipped it. And it came right back to Matt Schultz.
Yeah, and Schultz would have been a lot better off just knocking this thing down, spike it like a volleyball game. And that's what you tell quarterbacks. Don't catch that thing, knock it down, get it on the ground so the defense can't get it. But if you catch it back there, you're not going anywhere.
Ryan Clark back at his own 42-yard line to receive the punt from Brian Schmidtbush, who's one of the better punters in the nation. Number 6 in the nation, averaging 45 yards per punt, and it backs Clark up all the way to the 31. Eludes the first tackler, but is tripped up at the 36-yard line. 57-yard punt for Schmidtbush. Tettleton will bring Ohio back out when we return to Athens.
ESPN College Football Primetime is presented by Russell Athletic, who reminds you that together we are, and in part by T. Rowe Price, understanding the connections of a complex global economy. Invest with confidence.
Well, the spotlight was certainly on the state of Ohio yesterday and last night. You saw some of the voting. A couple of the local establishment, Pigskin and Jackie O's, where folks went to watch the election returns. And Election Day is behind us, and here in Ohio, Mid-American Conference football. Ohio Bobcats and Bowling Green Falcons, 7-0 Ohio, 7:34 to play. First quarter, second possession of the game for Ohio. Reached 72 yards on their first drive and a Tettleton 5-yard touchdown run. Here's Tettleton, look to throw, and then gets smashed down at the 32-yard line. Sacked back there by Ronnie Goebel for a loss of 6.
And And really just a quick look, but a stunt. And it was actually Charlie Walker who came around on the inside move on that stunt, and it was not picked up at all by the Bobcats offensive line.
Yeah, you see that. This is incredible. First TD allowed in 150 minutes. The Bowling Green defense had allowed only 3 total points in their last 2 games. They beat Eastern Michigan 24-3 last week, shut out UMass 2 weeks ago 24-0. Now, Tettleton able to avoid Gabe Martin for just a moment, and he's dropped again for virtually no gain.
Good play there by Gabe Martin, the outside linebacker, who we saw earlier not make a play. This time he's able to get Tettleton down in space. Wasn't a vicious hit or anything, but that doesn't count. It doesn't matter, I should say. You get him down, you get him down. I'm sure Martin would have rather hit him pretty hard.
Bobcats 1-1 on third down so far. 3rd and 3 from their 32. Tettleton scrambling out right. He's going to tuck it under and try to run. He gets maybe a yard past the original line of scrimmage, a gain of 5. Once again, Gabe Martin with the stop. There's Jerry Boo Boo Gates, who may still be feeling the effects of that hit he took early from Blankenship.
Yeah, heading into the locker room to get looked at. Meanwhile, Gabe Martin makes another play. He's going to spy Tettleton all night. And really, between those two, whoever has the better game, it could play huge into the outcome.
Grant Venoms punts. Burberry calling for a fair catch, and he makes it the 14-yard line. So after a touchdown on their first possession, an 11-play drive, a 3-and-out for Ohio. And Bowling Green has the football with 5:41 to play in this first quarter. Ohio leading Bowling Green 7-0 with 5:41 left in the first quarter as we continue Dr. Pepper's road to the conference championships. And here in the MAC East Division, Kent State, Bowling Green, and Ohio, Ray, all, as they say, control their own destiny, but the loser of this game tonight loses that control.
And that's why this is such a big game here in the MAC East. Almost an elimination type game.
Seals from under center, hands off. This is Anton Samuel running left, and a nice run there across the 25 up near the 29-yard line. Gain of 14, first down. Corey Hastings, the defensive end, finally ran him down.
That's just straight ahead power football, which is what Bowling Green does best, in my opinion. They just get behind the fullback and let him get a block. That was Tyler Beck, and then Samuel runs through arm tackles.
Bowling Green goes to the empty backfield. Chris Gallen, the receiver, wide to the left. Joplin wide to the right. And the tight end Bear there on that wing on the right side of the formation. Samuel comes in motion, and as he does now, a flag comes out.
False start. Number 79 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Vaughn Cooper, the left tackle, called for that. Well, after a dramatic comeback victory, the undefeated Irish kept their BCS title hopes alive. And now Everett Golson and Heisman hopeful Manti Te'o lead Notre Dame against the BC Eagles. Saturday Night Football presented by Windows 8. Notre Dame takes on BC, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC. Can a defender win the Heisman? Former linebacker Ray Bentley? Again? It's been a while.
I don't know. If Colin Klein keeps playing the way he is, I don't know how you win.
Samuel running left, really nearly busted that one. Brought down at the 35-yard line. Alex Baer, the tight end, with a nice block. Take a look at our Heismanology, and you mentioned Colin Klein, who they anticipate will play this weekend at TCU.
Yeah, and you got to let the season finish, because I had Geno Smith winning it after the first 3-4 weeks of the season. So
a lot of people did.
You know, Kenyon Barner is also very impressive out there with the Oregon Ducks, and Teddy Bridgewater, don't forget about him. Outstanding quarterback for Louisville. There's some other guys out there that I think are sleepers, but right now it's Colin Klein's to win or lose.
Second down at 4, trying to turn that corner going wide. Samuel can't do it this time. Wrapped up for no gain by Jelani Roseley, the weak side linebacker.
Real nice play by Roseley, just fighting off a blocker and then coming up and making the tackle. And you don't want to have your running back Anton Samuel with his shoulders perpendicular to the line of scrimmage. You want him coming straight ahead. When he runs sideways, he's average. When he's coming downhill, he's special.
Bowling Green 0 for 1 on third down so far. 3rd and 4 from their 35. Empty backfield. Schultz slings it out. Caught by Gallant, who would have had the first down, but a flag comes out.
The snap. False start. Number 55 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Right guard Alex Huddle called for the false start. And that's a costly one because Gallant had that catch in a first down.
Yeah, and Dave Clawson is not happy about that. And this is something that Bowling Green does not do a lot of. Usually to take Bowling Green down, you have to beat them. Seldom do they beat themselves. And right now, tonight, we've seen a couple instances. I don't know if it's nervousness. They dropped an early pass, a couple of false starts. They're really out of character right now.
2 false starts and 1 offsides. The 3 penalties for Bowling Green. Now a third down and 9. Schultz towards the near sideline, underthrown, and is that picked off?
Wow. That was a great catch.
That's Ian Wells, the cornerback, who saw the pass coming his way, and they still haven't. Yep, they're going to say it's picked off.
Yeah, that's how I saw it. And
now they're saying incomplete.
Well, let's take a look at it. I think it bounces off his face initially.
It's an incomplete pass. Fourth down.
Off his shoulder, but it did hit the ground. Well, from my angle, it looked like he made an impossible catch, laying on your face and grabbing it with one hand. I don't know how you do that, but apparently he didn't. That one did hit the ground. But what an effort.
You see where Gallant was going. He was still heading down the field, so obviously some miscommunication there between Gallant and the quarterback Schultz. But the replay shows it definitely was incomplete. Would have been the first career interception for him had he hung on to it. Ian Wells.
Heck of an effort, though. Schultz is getting on the phone, seeing what's going on, talking to Warren Ruggiero, the offensive coordinator, who's up in the box for the Falcons.
Schmidbush to punt. With Ryan Clark back at his own 20-yard line. Schmidbush booms one, and Clark has to angle back to his own 13-yard line. Met there and hit back behind the 10. Evan McCoy with the hit on special teams. A 56-yard punt for Schmidbush.
Hammered it.
Well, ESPN is joining the USO to give to the USO Wish Book to send gifts that will lift the spirits of our troops and their families. Go to www.uso.org/ESPN to grant a wish for our military heroes. Peden Stadium, Athens, Ohio. The wind picked up a little bit earlier, but it's still now. Third possession for Ohio, and this time Ryan Boykin comes in as the back. Pendleton out into the flat to Bakari Bussey. Gain of a couple of yards.
And that was a simple math equation for Tyler Tettleton. Bowling Green brought 8 guys down into the box. He usually will have a run or a pass, or excuse me, run and a pass called in the huddle. Opted to go with the pass as the Bowling Green defense was stacked for the run.
It was Tettleton and Blankenship on 14 of their first 15 plays. See if they get Boykin in this mix, but it is a second down and call it a long 6. And indeed, Boykin breaks through, still barreling, and has a first down across the 25 to the 26. Dwayne Woods was the Falcon to eventually bring him down, but a gain of 8. And Boykin made something out of nothing there.
Yeah, pretty impressive run. You're going to see Boykin. He looks like he stopped. He actually was in the hole, and DJ Lynch, the linebacker, number 7, had him in his sights, and somehow Boykin was able to escape.
First down from the 26, option, and it's pitched to Boykin, who can't turn that corner. Gabe Martin and Josh Pettis reading that, a loss of 3.
And that shows you some of the speed and pursuit of this Bowling Green defense. I mean, I don't think you can run a whole lot of option against them. Speed option like we just saw there. They're just too fast. The more you run lateral against a good defense, the more trouble you're in.
Second down at 14, just under a minute now to play in this first quarter. Handoff, Boykin to the 28-yard line, or a gain of 5. Out of the secondary, Pettis with the tackle.
Yeah, Josh Pettis in for Boo Boo Gates right now. We saw him being escorted into the locker room where they're going to do some checking on him. So it falls on Josh Pettis to play that strong safety position, and came up and made a nice little hit in the hole.
Boykin a bigger back than Blankenship. Boykin is 6'1", 221. Blankenship 5'9", 202. But we've seen both running hard and can put a hood on some defenders. 3rd down and 9. The 3 receivers to the right, and Tettleton rolling that way, slings it out, and out of bounds, incomplete. Tyler Futrell the nearest receiver in the vicinity, and it's 4th down.
And Tettleton just threw that one away because Bowling Green brought a blitz, and they were coming hard, and then they also had contained. They did not allow Tettleton to escape to the outside, and that's the key to stopping Tettleton, because when he gets the edge, we already saw it a couple of times in that first drive, that's when he makes plays.
First incompletion for Tettleton, who had completed his first 3 passes of the night. Grant Venom's punt. It is blocked. Brian Sutton. And the special teams play made by Bowling Green, and Venom has his 2nd punt blocked this year.
And they just come right up the middle, and that wall that you see that they put in front of the kicker, the right end of that wall makes a mistake, goes inside for a guy, and they had nobody left there to block Sutton, and he comes up with a huge play. They went after the first punt and almost got to that one, and they must have saw something on film that they liked, because they came after this one as well, and they got it.
So the big play on special teams for Bowling Green. Let's their offense begin this drive at the 20-yard line of Ohio. Samuel is the back. Schultz, low throw at the feet of Samuel. Incomplete. Corey Hastings was in pursuit of Schultz.
And Antoine Crutcher, another defensive lineman, red screen right away, and that's why Schultz had to just throw it into the ground, because it was Antoine Crutcher all over Samuel. Nowhere to go with that one.
4 seconds left in this first quarter. The only points, the Tettleton 5-yard TD run on Ohio's first possession of the game. Bowling Green, a quick look to the sideline. Tight end Bear in motion to the right side of the formation. Handed off, Samuel running right. Dives forward up near the 16-yard line. Tackled by Nathan Carpenter. Gain of 4, and it takes us to the end of the first quarter. The only points here in Athens, Tettleton's 5-yard touchdown run, capping off the 11-play, 72-yard drive to begin the game. Then a block punt for Bowling Green. They look to bounce back here in quarter 2. It's not quite that chilly, is it, Ray?
No.
Good to see you.
They're hiding something there.
And some of the Falcons fans are here as well.
Grandma made him a hat.
Here between quarters, they honored the Ohio men's basketball team. They made a Sweet 16 run last year, beat Michigan and South Florida, and they lost to North Carolina in overtime. And here we go into quarter number 2, and Bowling Green, a 3rd down and 5 from the 15 of Ohio. Give it to Samuel. Runs left across the 10. He has a first down. Pile drive still going, and into the end zone. What a run by Ashton Samuel, who would not be denied. Anton Samuel.
That was one Herculean effort by Anton Samuel, just dragging people the last 5 yards into the end zone. And give the blockers credit for the first 7-8 yards, and then it was all Samuel at the end.
Stein for the extra point. And Ray, that was on 3rd down, which is key because, quite frankly, the field goal unit has been an adventure for Bowling Green this year. So the extra point knocked through. And the Falcons tie it here on the first play of the second quarter. How about this run from the sophomore? This kid was the MAC freshman of the year last year, Anton Samuel.
Well, watch, they start out in an empty formation. They end up pulling Alex Huddle, the guard. He gets up into the hole, and then Samuel right here is where he's just not going to be denied. And he carries a couple defenders into the goal, into the end zone.
I count 5 here that have a chance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Boy, amazing. That was an outstanding run. Here it is in full speed action. And he just was not going to be denied. The guys start trying to rip for the ball, and he's still got his eyes focused on the goal line. And that's, one of the things when we talked to the coaches, they said Anton Samuel has a great nose for the end zone. His 9th rushing touchdown of the season was one that he can be extremely proud of. Got a nice block. His tackle, Jordan Russo's pulled around, and he got on a body, but you got to give Samuel all the credit for that one.
Kickoff from Anthony Farinella. From the 6-yard line, Daz Patterson cuts it back to the middle, eludes a tackler. Running wide, 30, 35, up near the 40. 32-yard return for Daz Patterson, tackled by Josh Pettis. Well, Friday on ESPN at 5:30, Tom Izzo's Spartans take on new UConn coach Kevin Owley and the Huskies from the Ramstein Air Base in Germany, and honor the men and women serving in the military in the Sears Armed Forces Classic. Then at 8:30, the Terps face John Calipari's Reloaded Wildcats in Brooklyn's inaugural Barclays Center Classic. Michigan State, UConn at 5:30. Then Maryland, Kentucky at 8:30 Friday on ESPN, also live on Watch ESPN. Don't forget the block punt by Sutton helped set up that game-tying touchdown by Samuel. So let's see how Ohio responds, beginning at their own 39 and Tettleton about a yard.
Dwayne Woods in on the stop again, and they haven't run Tettleton as much in this zone read this year. He's really, because of the success, I think, of Boykin and Blankenship running the football, they haven't asked Tyler Tettleton to be a part of the offense in that regard to a large extent. His runs come from his scrambles primarily.
They stack 2 receivers to each side. And second down at 9, and now a quick look to the sideline by the line. Tettleton swings it out. Dante Foster, who's been his most consistent target this year, steps out right near midfield, still on the Ohio side at the 49, but it looks like he has a first down. Bowling Green won 5 in a row coming into this game.
These numbers are ridiculous, allowing just 6.6 points per game in this 5-game win streak and just 207 total yards. That's playing some serious defense. And since the first drive, when Tettleton and Blankenship ran it down the field pretty good, they've solidified.
Looking to throw it after the play fake, and Tettleton maybe about a yard to midfield. Chased out by Chris Jones, big number 91, that impressive senior defensive tackle.
Yeah, our first chance to call the name of Chris Jones, although he did have a pressure earlier, but he's getting double teamed every play. He got double teamed on that last one, was able to fight through it and then, force Tettleton out of bounds at the end, but they have to double team him. I don't think they have a guy who can block him one-on-one consistently.
Leading the nation with 11.5 sacks. Second down and 10. Boykin tripped up at the 48 for a gain of 2. Let's check in with the studio. Say hey for the first time tonight to Chris Cotter.
Well, Mark Ray, we got a little NBA action going on right now over on ESPN. New Orleans, the Hornets trying to win for the 3rd straight time without Anthony Davis and Austin Rivers, and they're doing a pretty good job of it right now. Get James Harden out of the way right there. 25-23, Hornets on top. Second game of the doubleheader, Spurs and Clippers. They'll tip at 10:30.
Chris, thanks. A 3rd down at 8 for Ohio. Bobcats 1 of 3 on 3rd down. Under pressure, Tettleton throws too far out of reach of Foster at the 30-yard line. Way overshot him that time, 4th down.
Great coverage down the field once again. Tettleton saw pretty much everybody covered and just threw it away, really. He obviously anticipated his receiver Foster to continue to go down the field, but the route got cut off. And right now, that Bowling Green defense is starting to hit its stride. See if they come after another punt here.
And Adams was blocked last time by Sutton. Come after it again. Almost got it, but a low line drive. Taken to the 15-yard line by Burbrink.
They roughed him. It's going to be a first down for Ohio. That's not running into. That was a rough.
Devin McCoy, I think, is the
personal foul.
Falcon ran into him.
Number 17 on the defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Well, the gamble didn't pay off that time for Bowling Green. It'll keep the drive going for Ohio.
Yeah, you're going to see right there. And what you try to do when you go block a punt is you go for what they call the block point, and you aim for a spot in front of the kicker. If you're going right at the punter, this is what's going to happen. You're going to run into him. So you got to go for the block point and cut off in front of that thing, and did not do it that time. And that's the guy who blocked it the last time, I believe.
4 penalties now for Bowling Green. This one keeps the Ohio drive alive at the 34-yard line of Bowling Green. Let's see how their defense responds to the mistake on special teams.
When you have a good defense, you can take chances like that and try to block some punts.
But Darius Vick in at the quarterback spot, and just as he pitched it to Boykin.
False start. Number 60 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Right tackle Ryan McGrath called for the false start. That's Darius Vick, the redshirt freshman quarterback, who started a game. Tettleton got dinged up early in the season. Didn't play in the Norfolk State game in week 4. Vick got the start in that one. This is now the 5th game he has played in.
And he's been impressive when he's gotten his opportunities.
Hands it off to Boykin. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage that time for Boykin.
And you got to think that Frank Solich is just getting his redshirt freshman quarterback, getting his feet wet in a big game like this. Yeah, I mean, obviously Tettleton is the starter and will play most of these downs. He's an all-conference type performer, is Tettleton. But it's not a bad deal to get your young guy in there and give him some opportunities in a big game like this.
First drive, they won 11 plays, 72 yards, and scored on the Tettleton 5-yard touchdown run. Not much since then for the Bobcats. And with Tettleton back at the helm, it's a 2nd down and 14. More Boykin and more outstanding defense from Bowling Green and Chris Jones.
Boy, just a really nice move by Chris Jones. Here the big fella is, I believe that's him, 91. Sneaking in the back door, closing down the line, delivering the hit, and then his buddies show up to the party.
Chris Jones, first team All-MAC last year with 8.5 sacks. I told you about the 11.5 he has this year to lead the nation. 27 career sacks for the senior out of Brownsburg, Indiana.
He's got NFL scouts salivating.
See the plays. Dominantly keeping it on the ground is Ohio, but on 3rd and long, and sacked back at the 49-yard line by Brian Thomas.
Great job by Thomas getting up the field and keeping that contained. And then it was just a one-arm slam that he knocked Tettleton down with. I mean, he still had the blocker engaged, and he just swung the big right arm and knocked Tettleton right off the ground. You watch him at the top of your screen right there, that one arm, that's a one-arm sack. That's pretty good stuff. He beat Mike McQueen around the edge.
Burbrink back at his 11. Well, the Ohio punts have been eventful the last couple of times. A block, then a roughing. The punter that kept the drive going. This time they set up a return, but fair catch called for at the 11. 38-yard punt. Venom, no return. 10-14 to play till halftime in a 7-7 game here at Athens, Ohio. This is senior night here in Athens, Ohio for the Bobcats, since this is their final home game of the season. And that's Corey Hastings, redshirt senior from the state of Ohio, and his brother, you see there, Scott on the right, is a story that is certainly worth telling about his endeavors in the U.S. Army in Afghanistan. Corey's brother Scott, serving a tour in Afghanistan, was shot 10 times in an attack in Afghanistan and has since recovered. As you saw, he is here tonight, received the Purple Heart. So the U.S. Army And his brother Scott, a big part of Corey's life, and it's great that Scott is back here and healthy.
April 21st, 2011 was the day that it happened. And he writes for him on his shoes for every game so that it reminds him he's playing for his brother Scott.
Schultz hands off. Samuel spins, runs right. If he can turn the corner, he's got some room and does so down the sideline, but then out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Ian Wells able to at least contain him on that side, but he does gain 16. This is saying goodbye before he headed to Afghanistan. Corey and his brother Scott. And then Scott serving in Afghanistan with the U.S. Army. And on that day, the Ray mentioned the attack. He was actually shot 14 times, right, Ray?
Yeah.
4 were into the Kevlar vest. 10 found the body, unfortunately, but he received the Purple Heart, has recovered, and is here. And it's part of Corey's life, and that's a great thing.
Great story. Still on the mend, recovering, but doing really well.
That time, the Ohio defense, Dick Barber stonewalling for a loss of 1.
To finish that story, Scott Hastings was clearing a hut and looking for IEDs, explosive devices, and he had the metal, what do they call them? They're trying to find
like a metal detector. There he is, looking at a live shot at him.
A metal detector, and he said someone in the other room of the hut popped out, and they looked at each other, and then that guy just started spraying fire with a automatic gun, and he got hit 14 times, 10 of them that actually went in his body, 4 off the vest, as you talked about. And he was, Corey was in a class, and his mother texted him, "Call me now," and he hit her back, said, "Hey, I'm in a class, I'll hit you later." And she says, "No, now." So he left the class, called his mother. She was sobbing hysterically. He had to go and then meet with the family, and thank goodness things turned out. And Scott Hastings is doing a great job.
And thank goodness
has a second child there.
He's here with his family, and we can actually catch him with a pacifier in his mouth while Mom is readjusting the baby.
That's awesome.
3rd down and 7. Schultz has a man open. This is Hopgood, and he has the first down, upended at the 45-yard line. Brought down by Lorenzo Fisher.
So, you know what? I can't imagine it myself, but I'll tell you what, I'm awful glad we got men like Scott Hastings that are taking care of that business for me, you, and everybody else.
There's Corey's shoes. If he'll stop, we'll be able to see the for him. And he puts on his shoes to honor his brother Scott.
Uses the number 4 and then writes him. Can't see it. He's moving too fast. Maybe we can get him to slow down later on. So there's an injured Bobcat on the field being tended to, it looks like.
Lorenzo Fisher, the cornerback, leading up but being attended to, as you mentioned, Ray, which has stopped the clock with 7:56 to play in this second quarter. Bowling Green and Ohio tied at 7. Both these teams controlling their own destiny in the MAC East Division, but the loser of this game will not. Both do have to play Kent State before the regular season ends. Kent State is the lone unbeaten right now in the MAC East Division. I'll tell you what, the Mid-American Conference this year has a lot of quality teams, Ray. They may get 6 teams in the bowl play.
I would expect that they would. I think they've got 6 teams that are deserving for sure, including these 2.
First down, he fakes it, hands it off to Pettigrew. No, he doesn't. He passes.
How about that fake?
All alone, Chris Gallen heading into the end zone. Touchdown, Falcons. How about that fake? 55-yard touchdown. The fake to Pettigrew, the pass to Gallen, his 4th touchdown of the season.
It was really kind of almost a Statue of Liberty type fake initially. And I'll tell you, Warren Ruggiero, the offensive coordinator, always has something special when they play in a big game like this. And that one was outstanding. They just really fooled everybody, including me and you up here. I thought for sure that Pettigrew had the ball, and Chris Gallen ends up wide open all alone for the touchdown.
Redshirt senior Steven Stein for the point after out of the hold of the tight end Alex Baer, and he knocks it through, and it's 14-7. keep your eye on the football if you can, Ray.
Yeah, well, good luck with that, because this was an incredible fake. Check it out. Matt Schultz, the fake there. I can't believe it. I thought he gave him that ball. He didn't. Wide open. Chris Gallen, Bowling Green, takes the lead with a little bit of trickery.
ESPN College Football Primetime, brought to you by Verizon. Now more than ever, Droid does. And Walmart. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Bowling Green Falcons with their first lead, 14-7 Bowling Green. With 7:34 to play till halftime. How about this play? Watch Gallen at the bottom of your screen.
There's Gallen right there, and he's just going to come in from there to there, and then he's going to end up down here. And nobody really pays much attention to him because of this tremendous fake right there. Everybody thinks that the ball has been handed off, and here he is just sitting right out there, wide open. Nobody within really 15, 20 yards of him. The fake was so good. I still thought he had it the second time I watched the thing. I thought they had handed it to Pettigrew. Great fake by Matt Schultz, the quarterback. Finds a wide open Chris Gallen. And Bowling Green takes the lead by 7.
Freshman Anthony Farinella to kick off with Daz Patterson. Devin Bass back deep, and from the 10, Daz Patterson. Cuts it to 20. Across the 25-yard line. Well, NASCAR's chase is down to 2 races, with Jimmy Johnson leading the closest race in chase history heading to Phoenix. Just 2 races remain until history is made and a championship is won. The NASCAR chase for the Sprint Cup Series at Phoenix Sunday at 2 on ESPN.
Who are you taking, Keselowski?
That's not a bad one, but, you know, Jimmy Johnson with his history. It's hard to go against Jimmy Johnson, 5-time champion. Had that streak broken last year, maybe able to start a new streak this year. Blankenship is back in the backfield and gets the carry. Ray, he was the guy, as you say, carrying the mail on that first drive, and then he had disappeared. Boykin was getting the carries, but now he's back on this drive.
Yeah, you know what? They talk about, and Tim Albin is the offensive coordinator for the Bobcats. He talks about they share time, but he also likes to ride the hot hand. I would have kept with that hot hand. Blankenship running, I've never seen him run that hard as he did in that first drive, and now he's back in there. We'll see if he can keep it up.
On that first drive, Ohio averaged nearly 7 yards a play, under a yard per play without Blankenship in there. Now on this drive, this is Bakari Bussey moving the chains with a first down catch up to the 39-yard line. A gain of 11.
And Tyler Tettleton doesn't have the strongest arm, but he throws it earlier than most guys do, so he can get it there with perfect timing, which he did in that shot to Bussey.
Quickly to the line. It's swung out. Again, Bussey eludes one tackler, but 2, 3, 4 white shirts are there for Bowling Green. For a gain of only a yard. Ted Ouellette, the nose tackle, was one of the first to greet him.
And Ouellette was coming around on a stunt, and that's how he got there so quick. He actually laid off. They must have saw something in the film. He dropped off immediately to go play the flat. Now, Tettleton can call those, they call them smoke screens. He can call a smoke screen anytime he wants. And obviously, Bowling Green has scouted him, and Mike Elko, the defensive coordinator, had his guys in the right spot there.
Tettleton, near side out of reach, looking for Tyler Futrell. And it's going to be 3rd and long.
And Ohio is without one of their better receivers. Landon Smith broke his leg in the game against Eastern Michigan last week, and they're trying to fill in for him with a lot of different guys. Smith was one of those guys that Tettleton could really count on and had good timing with and all those things, and now someone else has to step into that spot.
Ohio converted their first 3rd down attempt of the game, but since then they've missed on 4 in a row, so they're 1 of 5 and a 3rd and 9 from their own 40-yard line.
Didn't get it off in time, it looks like.
Play clock expired. So instead of 3rd and 9, it'll be 3rd and 14.
And that's a rare mental error for Tyler Tettleton. And that's one of the things, too, with this tap snap that we're talking about. you know, you have to have the guard tap the center, and then the center snaps the ball. And when you're in a hurry and you need it snapped quickly, there's really nothing you can do. It's a helpless feeling for the quarterback. There's your tap. We're going to double tap this one. I haven't seen the triple tap yet.
And Talented being flushed out towards the sideline, steps out back at the 30.
I can't believe he didn't throw the football.
Brian Thomas was chasing him, and he loses 5 yards there. As you said, Ray decided not to just throw it away.
Back-to-back mental errors from Tyler Tettleton, very uncharacteristic. You know, at the end of a play like that, the quarterback is free once he's out of the pocket to just throw it out of bounds, and then, you know, you don't take that loss of yardage. Tettleton, for some reason, just ran it out.
He'll bring back at his 25 and Venom to punt. Drops it.
Oh, that'd have been the time they wanted to have been going after him. They got him anyway. They do that.
They drop him at the 35. He had to get all the way up to the 49 for a first down. I think he still had time to punt this football.
He did. He freaked out. I mean, right there, Venom, kick it. Instead, he just tried to do his best impression of Bo Blankenship, and not too bad. He broke a tackle, made a move, but you don't want your punter carrying the football if you can help it, and that's just a physical error. And then I think followed by a mental error. You know, the first thing they tell you when you're a punter is you get that kickoff, and if you fumble up the snap, when you look up, you're still thinking kick this football. And he just kind of freaked out and took off running.
Venom is a freshman. Initially, Bowling Green only sent one after him. That was Devon McCoy.
I think getting the punt block previously had him on edge anyway.
Well, first down from the Ohio 35-yard line. It's Samuel running right. Able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Neil Wynn catching up to him.
You know, coming into this game, when we had our meetings and discussed things, we considered Ohio the better special teams outfit. In fact, a very strong special teams outfit with their return game, their coverage game. I mean, all of it. Very good. Well, so far today, it's been Bowling Green getting it done on the special teams. In particular, that punt defense team.
Second down and 10 at the Ohio 35. Bowling Green leading 14-7. Look to the sideline. Schultz hands it off to Samuel. Cuts it back. Gets ankle tackled at the 32-yard line. Pick up a 3. Ben Russell wrapped him up. Special teams such a big part of this game already tonight. And for Ohio, Weller's certainly a weapon. Place kicking. Patterson has a 100-yard kickoff return touchdown. Hasn't worked out that well tonight.
Look at that last one. 29 punt return yards allowed for the entire season. I mean,
coming into tonight, yeah.
That's unbelievable a number. But boy, right now, special teams are not getting it done for Ohio.
Third down and 7 and a first down. And just a little bit more for Anton Samuel. Alex Huddle with a nice block. Gain of 9 on 3rd and 7. First down, Falcons.
And the Falcons are really kind of blowing their tendencies out of the water. This is second, 3rd and long that they have gone with the running game. The first one they scored the touchdown on, and then Huddle gets a nice block to spring Samuel for another first down on a 3rd and long.
3 receivers line up to the left. Matt Schultz. In motion comes Samuel. He doesn't get the handoff. It's kept by Schultz. He's up to the 21-yard line for a gain of 2 or 3.
Samuel wanted the ball. You know, Schultz had to just rip it out of there to get it back. And they will not make a lot of hay trying to run Matt Schultz. And now, once in a while to mix things up, not a bad deal. But he won't get a steady diet of that.
So Samuel go to the sideline. It's Pettigrew down the backfield. 2nd and 8. This time handed off. Pettigrew stood up at the 19-yard line, will power forward for another yard and a half. Corey Hastings, Josh Kristoff stood him up. Gain of 5.
It appears to me, since the first drive anyway, the Bowling Green Lions have taken over this ballgame, both defensively and now here on offense, as they are knocking back Ohio pretty good.
3 of 5 on third down on the Falcons. A 3rd and 4 from the 17. From the empty, Schultz collects the snap and under pressure. Incomplete. Off the hands of Tyler Beck. 4th down. Well, a field goal opportunity for Bowling Green. This has been one area, Ray, that they have certainly struggled in.
We asked Dave Clausen about his special team, his kicking game, and boy, he was very distraught over the way things have gone. So we got a competition every day for who's going to be our kicker.
Tyler Tate will get this opportunity. He is 3 of 4 on field goal attempts. This off the right hash, 35-yard attempt, and hey, what do you know? Right through the uprights, and Tate makes it a 10-point lead for Bowling Green. 1:46 to play in this first half. Bowling Green has scored on their last 3 possessions and 17 unanswered points to lead by 10 with 1:46 to play in this first half. First play of the second quarter, they tied it up on this impressive run by Samuel.
He just carries a bunch of Ohio Bobcats into the end zone. An incredible effort. And then here's the next one. And you see Shills, he turns his entire back to the defense. Quarterbacks don't like to do that. You don't know what's coming at you, but yet he did it, and the fake was spectacular. And he finds Chris Gallen wide open. And they tack on the field goal for the 17-7 lead.
At 10 points for Bowling Green to come off the punting issues for Ohio tonight. One being the block and the other the punt that did not get off. Anthony Farinelli to kick off. From the 1, Patterson. Oh, stayed on his feet somehow and nearly makes it to the 20-yard line. Big hits, including one from Victor Osborne. Well, Ohio has all 3 timeouts remaining and 1:38 to go in this first half.
College football in high definition is presented by Vizio.
Beautiful campus here in Athens, Ohio for Ohio University. On a pleasant fall evening. And a good matchup at the MAC East Division. Bowling Green with 17 unanswered points, leading the home team 17-7. 1:38 to play till halftime. One of the specialties, Ray, for Templeton has been that 2-minute offense.
Yeah, he's very good running the 2-minute offense. His receiver just fell down, though.
Sacked by DJ Lynch. Back at the 10.
Just a bad break. He wanted to throw it to the back, coming out of the backfield. And as he was about to make that throw, he saw him on the ground, had nothing to do but eat the football, and Lynch jumps on him for the sack.
3rd sack tonight for the Bowling Green defense. Bowling Green has 3 timeouts of their own, but the clock runs here. And it's completed out near the 8-yard line and up back near the original line of scrimmage with Ryan Clark. Now they'll pick the pace back up, but we're under a minute to go after a gain of 10.
Yeah, I think they want to take their time a little bit more now. I'm surprised Bowling Green doesn't use a timeout. And the success they've had rushing Ohio punts, I would think you'd want to go after another punt and save your offense as much time as possible. But they're deciding they'll just let it roll.
Both teams standing around. Play clock gets denied as Templeton now gets his troops ready. Throws the screen out to Foster. Only a gain of a yard or 2. Jude I.J. Barima with the tackle. Gain of 3. We haven't seen a whole lot of Foster. That's his 3rd catch. That's the guy there, number 3, Dante Foster, who's been a big-time target for Templeton. And with the timeout, let's step aside and check into the studio with Chris Cotter once again.
Well, Mark, coming up in 23 seconds on the HB Halftime Report, Jimbo Fisher joins us as his Noles prepare to take on the Hokies Thursday night on ESPN. Robert Smith is here with his best one-loss team in the country, and we remember the life of the legendary Darrell Royal, who passed away earlier today at the age of 88. That's coming up on the HB Halftime Report.
Chris, thanks. Look forward to you and Robert at the half. We've had several Texas football games. Saw Coach Royal at the beginning of the season. And we'll be back in Austin this weekend, and we'll be with heavy hearts for the Longhorn faithful for their all-time winningest coach.
Oh, no.
Back to the 1-yard line. He's into the end zone, and it's a safety. Well, you were just talking about it, Ray, all the problems Ohio has had on special teams tonight. Bowling Green would want another opportunity, and they get it, and they turn it into a couple of points.
And this is not a bad snap. I mean, it's not perfect. He didn't hit Venom in the chest, but it's certainly something he needs to catch. I'll tell you what, he's rattled from getting that punt block and then getting roughed earlier. That one, I believe, went through the 5-hole. Oh, the best thing he did, though, was get in the end zone. What you don't want to do is Cameron Truss makes the tackle or the play in the end zone for Bowling Green, but you don't want to get trapped outside of the end zone there and then allow Bowling Green a chance for a touchdown. So he did at least limit it to a safety, but that's your punter off the rails entirely. He got the first one blocked, and then he got roughed, and he drops a couple. And boy, that what do you do then?
I'll tell you what, that time they sent Matt Weller back there to punt. That was Weller.
Oh, was it?
And
maybe that's why.
Not Venom. Now this was Venom earlier in the game. You notice Venom is 48. Weller, who kicks the field goals, is 49. That also is Venom. But then this last one, they brought out 49.
Yes, that's Weller, the kicker. And so they did make a decision to make a change after what Venom had been through. And they bring Weller out, and they get the same deal.
So now it's Weller with the free kick from the 20.
That's got to drive Frank Solich crazy, because that's day one. The first special team that you work on, and you put more work on your punt team than any other special team, because it's so important. There's such, the ball changes possession, and you have a chance to pick up a huge amount of yardage.
First safety for Bowling Green's special teams or defense this season. Pettigrew cuts back up to the 46-yard line, so only 11 seconds left, but they do have 2 timeouts remaining.
And with 11 seconds left, you can take a shot down the field, and you probably try to get yourself into either Hail Mary range or field goal range. If you're able to get it down there far enough with the timeouts and the 11 seconds, you're going to have a chance for a couple of snaps. See if they want to gamble.
With the Bowling Green defense tonight, Ray, they gave up the touchdown on the first drive of the game, but since then, 5 straight Ohio possessions where Bobcats have been forced to punt.
And punting is not good for Ohio today.
The first down from their 46-yard line. Schultz dumps it across the middle at midfield out of the backfield. Hopgood. Well, they use a timeout. They're able to get the timeout with 3 seconds remaining. So we'll step aside for just 30 seconds after the 17-yard pickup. Just 3 seconds remaining. You'd be looking at a long 54-something yard field goal. And with the issues we've talked about for Bowling Green in that area, what do you think they'll do here, Ray?
Well, I'm looking for a Hail Mary type situation. You do have the 3 receivers up there at the top. 1, 2, 3 over there. So, you might even go one-on-one with the guy on the backside. We'll see what Schultz wants.
Schultz steps up, throws deep. He's looking for Chris Gallen. Back in the end zone, incomplete. So they took a shot. And a legitimate shot. And a big second quarter for Bowling Green. And they lead it here at the intermission. Bowling Green 19, Ohio 7 here at the half. Now let's send it to Chris Cotter at our studio for the HP Halftime Report.
Welcome back to College Football Primetime on ESPN. Presented by Russell Athletic.
I hit the ground running, running, running. I hit the ground running, running, running.
6 consecutive home games dating back to last year, but they're on the short end of the score as we prepare to begin the second half. 19-7 Bowling Green, a battle of MAC East Division opponents. Each team, though, still has a date left with Kent State, the lone unbeaten in conference play in the MAC East Division. Glad you could join us tonight. I'm Mark Neely along with Ray Bentley. Ray, a couple of things for Ohio tonight that have been unorthodox. Number one is Tyler Tettleton, who's so good at making plays happen when things break down. That hasn't been the case tonight. And number two for Ohio, special teams have been a disaster.
Yeah, they have. And Tyler Tettleton has only gotten out of the pocket 6 times. But the real deal in this game is the punting mistakes by Ohio. They get one blocked the first time they tried to punt. That led to a touchdown. And then they try it again, and Venom, the punter, drops the snap. And instead of getting it off, he had time to kick. He freaks out, picks it up, and runs. Then they bring in Matt Weller, the kicker, to punt, to take care of that business, and the snap goes right between his legs. You got to wonder, what is Ohio going to do here to punt the football in the second half?
Yeah, Frank Solich told us when we talked with him yesterday, he said, hey, look, the best defense in the conference that he sees right now is Bowling Green. Now, Bowling Green allowed a touchdown in the first quarter for just the second time all season in this game, but really since that first drive for Ohio, they have been dominant.
Yes, they have. I mean, they've shut down this Ohio offense, in particular Tyler Tettleton.
And Bowling Green to get it to begin the half, and Pettigrew from the 10-yard line is not able to make it to the 20 before being brought down by Storm Timpson.
Always interesting to see what kind of adjustments that teams have made at halftime. But one thing Bowling Green doesn't need to adjust is the running game with Anton Samuel. They've been outstanding running the football with Samuel so far in this ball game. And look at the numbers for him. 6.9 yards per carry. Has the touchdown run that was, I think I described it as a Herculean effort, I believe. And I think that's pretty apt.
Kudos for your description there. Samuel came in averaging 91 yards per game on the ground. And he has the first carry, breaks a tackle, bumps his own man down, and then is tackled at the 31-yard line. He's even rough on his own guys out there.
Yeah, how about that?
That's a gain of 14. First half stats. Again, Ohio scored on their first possession, but after that really struggled. The Bowling Green defense playing well. They have 3 sacks. Look at the middle. Their average yards per play, over 7 for Bowling Green and just over 2 yards per play for Ohio. You know, Blankenship, the running back for Ohio, the first drive, man, he was running hard, Ray, and we haven't seen much of him since that drive.
1 carry since that first drive, and so you have to wonder what Ohio's thinking about that. Try and get that going again.
Schultz under center, and a flag at the snap.
False start. Number 52 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Left guard Dominic Fluellen, junior out of Maple Heights, Ohio, called for the false start. Dominic, who last year played right guard, they shifted him to the left side this year.
And this offensive line for Bowling Green has dominated play, really picking up midway through the first quarter, I would say, and then on. And that's really allowed Samuel to turn it loose.
Gallen is the receiver wide to the right at the top of your screen. Samuel has 89 total yards. The rest of the Ohio team has just 79. He's outgained them tonight. He's slung out of bounds by Schultz. Chris Gallen in the vicinity.
Great decision by Schultz to just throw that one away. Ohio jumped the slant routes. They tried to run double slant routes at the top. They were taken away. Schultz has the composure to just work it outside and throw that thing away and live to fight another down.
One side of the Bowling Green offense we haven't seen, we thought we would tonight, is more use of the tight end Alex Baer in the offense.
Been a big part of things for this team coming in.
Handed off, Samuel. Carl Jones, big number 89. There's a gain of 4 with a tackle by Jones. Boy, Samuel, he's 5'11", 188 pounds. He seems like he runs, Ray, like a guy a lot bigger than that, though.
Yeah, I'd say deuce and a quarter. Deuce and a quarter easily is the power that he brings.
Hopgood takes his spot on the field for Bowling Green on a 3rd down and 11. First possession of the second half. Bowling Green with 19 unanswered points in this game. With 3 receivers to the right, and Schultz under pressure takes off left and is slung down at the 32-yard line by Lorenzo Fisher, the quarterback.
Ohio brought a blitz, and they got through early, and Matt Schultz had nothing to do but just pull it down and run for his life. And it forces the punt. A good series by the Ohio defense to get things going here in the second half. And, of course, Bowling Green hurt themselves with that penalty to make it an extra challenge with a 1st and 15.
Schmitterbush, 2 punts in the first half that averaged nearly 57 yards. He's one of the best, not only in the MAC, but in the nation. And the left-footed punter sends Clark back to his own 19. He loses the football. It's loose and being chased and covered by Ohio at the 4-yard line. Well, another near fatal mistake on special teams for Ohio.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. It just goes right through the hands of the return man. Another situation, and that's Devin Bass, who ends up covering the ball. But another situation where Ohio takes their eye off the ball and can't make what you would consider an easy catch.
64 net yards on that punt and muff.
And here's the pressure that Tettleton's been under, and this is pretty significant. The thing, he's been hit 6 times, knocked down 5 times, sacked 3 times, but he's only escaped the pocket 6 times. That's the big number.
Blankenship back in there, and he gets the carry and gets him a little breathing room up to the 10-yard line for a gain of 5. Defensive end Brian Thomas wrapping him up.
You know, we spoke to Mike Elko, the defensive coordinator of the Falcons, and he said he don't want Tettleton to play any schoolyard ball. And what he means by that is you let him get out on the edge and things break down and he makes plays. So far, they have limited him in doing that, only allowing him out of the pocket those 6 times.
In the handoff out of the pistol, Blankenship breaks through 15, 20-yard line, spins to the 24, first down. Ohio, a pickup of 14.
Don't know why they ever went away from that. We saw the first drive. It was all about Blankenship and his ability to make runs, find holes, and then stick it up the field, make people miss, break tackles. That's their game.
Right back to the line, and more Blankenship. Only a yard or so that time, though. Charlie Walker, defensive ends, with the stop.
I can understand having 2 backs and wanting to get them both, plenty of opportunities, but you got to ride that hot hand. And really, after that first drive, Blankenship only had 1 carry after he dominated the first drive.
2 receivers to each side for Tettleton, 2nd and 9. Tettleton rolling left, lets it go, and out of bounds, incomplete. Well, we're going to say he did get it at the 29-yard line. Dante Foster. See if he got a foot down here.
Yeah, Foster, a magician along the sidelines.
I don't know about that.
That right foot could have been on the line. From our angle, it looked like the right foot was on the line.
Cameron Truss on the coverage.
See if they want to ring down and stop this action here.
Looks like Jones got the back of the jersey grabbed there by Herman. He got away with one late. Well, they get the snap, so the play will stand on 3rd down at 5 slant, first down. Up to the 39-yard line, Bakari Bussey.
Tyler Tettleton is a competitor now. I mean, he's not going to go away easily, that's for sure. And you're seeing that here in this opening drive here in the second half for Ohio.
At gain 10, first down up to their own 39-yard line. Blankenship near the 43. Brian Thomas, the tackle.
And you know that vaunted Bowling Green defense, I'd build them up so big and at the top of the show, and then the first drive they get it run down their throats. But since that time, they've been dominant in this ball game. And right now, though, Ohio seems to have found a little rhythm.
10 minutes to play in this 3rd quarter. Under heat again. Tettleton at midfield dropped by Troy Hill, the tight end.
Those are drive killers right there. That should have been a move the chains opportunity for the Bobcats, and it's just a simple drop. Now Bowling Green's going to bring the blitz here, and the mistake they make is letting Tettleton beat it to the outside. And he throws a perfect strike to Hill, hits him right between the ones, and he drops it.
So it sets up a 3rd and 7. Ohio 2 of 8 on 3rd down tonight. Tettleton to the near sideline, and a battle going on there, and the flag comes out. Ryan Clark locked up with Devon McCoy. McCoy, who's had a big night on special teams, but he get called for the penalty.
Without a doubt, McCoy was interfering. He was pushing the receiver while the ball was still in the air. I know he wants to complain about it. Felt like he had good defense, but he was making contact as the ball was in the air.
Now, Bowling Green coaches on the sideline are saying that it was overthrown.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 12.
But the official's not buying that it was uncatchable.
And the reason that it was
Penalty's
uncatchable
enforced at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
is because McCoy was impeding the receiver. I believe he could have got there had McCoy not been pushing him. I think Clark would have got there.
First down, Bobcats. Now at the 47-yard line of Bowling Green. Tettleton hands off, running right, turning the corner. Blankenship ahead of steam, a little juke and jive, and up to the 37-yard line where he met Cameron Truss.
He's about as quick as a hiccup. He gets to the edge. Watch this explosion, the acceleration there. He knew he had the edge, and he took it. And then at the end of the play, he just runs over Cameron Truss. I think Blankenship has a little bit of anger in him right now. And he's saying, I want you to take me out of this game again. I'm going to make it so you can't.
Blankenship and Tettleton, who were high school teammates at Norman North High School in Norman, Oklahoma. Blankenship started his career at Iowa State and transferred here, and he's found a home. This with a run up the middle.
Paul Swan makes a saving tackle there, got him by the ankles because Bo Blankenship is ready to go right now. Keep feeding him.
Back-to-back runs of 10 yards. Blankenship turns the corner there. Inside the 25-yard line, brought down by Rylan Ward.
And Tettleton and Blankenship are what they call super iron Bobcats in these parts. And what that means, you have to meet certain levels in terms of your workout performance related to your body weight. And only 4 members of this Ohio team are super iron Bobcats, and 2 of them are in the backfield right now. Yeah, so cool. Would you like to be a super iron Bobcat?
It's pretty studly.
Yeah.
One super iron Bobcat hands off to another, but this one well read by a guy who's probably going to be playing in the NFL someday soon, Chris Jones.
Super iron Falcon right there. Chris Jones. He's impossible to block. Had an incredible spin move on that play, and that's his signature move. I mean, he's great with the hands. He'll use them on you. But he's a whirling dervish in there. A human tornado with the spin moves that he throws.
Second down and 12. Tettleton quickly slings it out to Cochran to the sideline, pulled out inside or right around the 20 by Rylan Ward.
Another one of those smoke screens that they use. And that's an audible call that Tyler Tettleton can go to anytime he wants, and he sees a defender, a defensive back, 8 yards or more off of a receiver, he's going to go to that smoke screen.
First catch for Cochran tonight. Tettleton on 3rd and 6. Tettleton looking across the middle, had Hill, but now is going to run it for the first down, and that is more typical Tyler Tettleton. We haven't seen a lot of that tonight, Ray.
Yeah, that's the schoolyard ball that we're talking about there. As DJ Lynch was trying to track him down, and there's just no way. Watch how fast Tettleton gets to the edge, little ball fake, and puts it away, and he's motoring right there.
17-yard pickup. And then mark him out at the 3. It's first and goal from there. And Boykin now comes in, replacing Blankenship.
I can't imagine Blankenship took himself out of a ball game. He doesn't seem that type to me.
First and goal from the 3. Ohio trying to find the end zone since their first possession of the football game. The fake, Tettleton into the end zone, touchdown. That's Cochran, who had his first catch of the game earlier on this drive. His second turns out to be his 3rd TD grab of the season.
And that was the consummate Ohio Bobcat style of drive right there. Hard running from Bo Blankenship, and then the mastery of Tyler Tettleton and his ability to get the edge and by either running or throwing, make big plays for this offense.
Here's Weller for the point after out of the hold of Matt Waters. Straight through, and it's a 19-14 game. So Ohio with their first points since their first drive of the football game. Make it a 5-point game with under 7 to play in the third.
ESPN College Football Primetime, brought to you by Nissan, premier partner of the Heisman Trophy, and Vizio. Welcome to the PC, reimagined.
Grabbing a burger at Jackie O's. We have enjoyed sampling the local fare here for a second straight year, actually, for you and I, Ray.
Mm-hmm. That's some good barbecue in town as well.
Falcon fans are here. Their defense, a 95-yard drive, last possession for Ohio, the longest drive Bowling Green has given up all season. And now their offense has it back. And Samuel has been such a force for them offensively in this game, up to the 34-yard line, stopped by Josh Kristoff. Our pickup is 7. And with that, he's right at 100 yards rushing on the night.
Pretty impressive in the way he's done it. We've seen all kinds of different things in terms of his game. We saw the power on his first touchdown as he carried people into the end zone. We've seen great cuts. We've seen speed. All the things you want in a good back to go along with that vision that he has.
Chaplin wide left. Stokes wide in the slot on the left side. And this time, Samuel can't turn that right corner before Antoine Crutcher catches up to him.
Crutcher did a great job just tracking it down the line. Caught Samuel from behind.
Samuel didn't play last week against UMass. He was dinged up, but back in the lineup tonight. He was the MAC freshman of the year a year ago. 3 of 7 on third down tonight are the Falcons. Tight end Bear in motion to the right side of the formation. Schultz looking left, throws left. His man cut the wrong direction. Stokes cut in. The pass came to the sideline, and it's 4th down.
And Schultz wanted to go to his tight end, Alex Bear. I mean, there's no question about it. And he got covered pretty good, and there was nowhere to go on this. Here he is, you see, and he's got outside coverage. There's also a linebacker sitting inside. So great coverage by Kristoff, the free safety, and then he had Keith Moore, the inside linebacker, to help on any kind of inside move. So he took the outside leverage, took that away. Schultz had to throw it away.
And we saw Bear looking at him after that play like, hey, out of here. I think that's a part of the offensive game plan. They've not taken advantage of tonight. Immediately hit his Clark inside his own 15 after the punt from Schmidtbush. That's Devon McCoy, number 12, whose name we've mentioned a lot on special teams tonight. Ohio ball when we return. 5.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Bowling Green leading Ohio 19-14. As Ohio will take over at their own 16-yard line. Blankenship is the back. Tettleton to throw on first down. Near sideline is man Foster. Had a lot of white shirts around him. Incomplete up around the 45-yard line. And a Bowling Green player is down. It may be Devon McCoy, number 12.
Right here at the end of the play, you see him land hard on that left shoulder. He's been all over the field tonight, making plays on special teams as the gunner on covering punts, and here he almost came up with the interception. Foster had to play some defense, but he was pretty much parallel to the ground when he landed.
ESPN College Football is available anytime, anywhere on your computer or mobile device via WatchESPN.com and the Watch ESPN app. I would be lost without it, Ray.
Yes. That would be two of us.
Well, McCoy is up. Off to the Bowling Green sideline. Well, the first drive of the game for Ohio went well. Their first drive of the second half went well, but really all in between that, Ray, has been dysfunctional offensively for Ohio tonight. Haven't been able to get much done. Blankenship running left, turns the corner, 25-30, puts his head down and up to the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 17 for Blankenship, really leading the charge on the ground for Ohio tonight.
Yeah, and this is just a sweep where big number 77, Eric Herman, leads the way for him. But watch him at the end of this, just running people over. That's the fourth pancake tonight that he's had. He won't need a snack after the game. He's going to be full.
Put some syrup on that, huh?
I like a little whipped cream and strawberries myself, but I get the picture.
To the 37-yard line for a gain of 3.
You know, you were talking about those two drives, and here it is, the first drive of each half, and then the other 5 drives combined, -4 yards. Now, there is one common denominator. Blankenship has been in both of those touchdown drives. He's been in one other drive tonight. So 2 out of his 3 drives ended in touchdowns. You'd think they'd leave him in there as Tettleton gets forced out.
Right near the line of scrimmage, a minimal gain. It was Gabe Martin in pursuit of Tettleton. There's Bo Blankenship and Tettleton. Again, they were high school teammates at Norman North. Bo Blankenship went to Iowa State.
Right. And decided didn't like it there. And he called his buddy and said, hey, what do you think? And Tyler said, come on over to Ohio. And Blankenship came without ever setting foot on campus.
Sight unseen, transferred to Ohio.
Trusted his buddy.
3rd down and 6. They stack 2 receivers on each side. Tettleton. And the nice open field tackle of Troy Hill by Jude I.J. Barima.
I.J. Barima does a great job of limiting the gain on this one, because it's one-on-one out here. A little whip route, getting back to the outside. You need a firm tackle up high, keep the feet driving, pull the man down, hold him up, let the other guys show up and get a little bit. And Gabe Martin comes in and gets some, but forces another punt. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's just venom back there. And here they come, and they got another one. And Bowling Green has it. Tackle, no, loose football again. And now Ohio picks it up, but the play has been whistled dead. But it was blocked by the aforementioned player who made the open field tackle, and that was Jude I.J. Barima.
Unbelievable that, I don't believe they had a punt block coming into this game, and now a 2 block tonight, 2 fumbled snaps has led to unbelievable problems. And there it is. You're right. I.J. Barima is the one who gets this one. And amazing to me that Ohio has this much problems in their punting game. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it.
That was Brian Sutton who came away with the ball initially for Bowling Green. He's the one that had the punt earlier in the game, punt block earlier for Bowling Green. So from the 29 of Ohio, Bowling Green comes out in an empty backfield. Though in motion now Samuel. He takes the handoff. Cuts it back. Across the 25 down near the 20. Picks up 7 or 8 on first down to the tight end Alex Bear, who hasn't had a catch tonight or a ball thrown his way, though with a big block there.
You know, if I am Frank Solich, I'm going for it on 4th down from now on. I can't trust my punt team. They've given up 12 points, and then whatever happens on this drive from ensuing offensive drives from Bowling Green after the problems with the punts. Unbelievable.
Under center, Schultz out of the I formation. 2nd down and 2. Samuel. We'll see where they spot it. It's going to be close near the marker. Gerald Moore, the free safety, and defensive tackle Carl Jones stopping him. Samuel gets up, but a Bowling Green player does not. It's slowed. Maybe Dominic Wharton. And the right leg looked at. Let's wait and see.
Dave Clausen going out to check on his player. I think that's actually Fawn Cooper, the left tackle.
Well, two great games can be seen on ABC or ESPN2 Saturday. And the driver's seat for the Legends Division title. Taylor Martinez and the Cornhuskers face a tough challenge against Bill O'Brien's Nittany Lions. And then Geno Smith and the Mountaineers square off against Joseph Randall and the Cowboys. College football presented by Kay Jewelers. Penn State, Nebraska, and West Virginia versus Oklahoma State. Saturday, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific on ABC or ESPN2. And also available live on Watch ESPN. Former Nebraska head coach Frank Solich, who was there 6 years as the head coach. Of course, he was a longtime assistant prior to that from 83 to 98 under Dr. Tom Osborne.
And Frank Solich was 58-9 at Nebraska and actually got let go after a 9-3 season. Took a year off, traveled around, went to a lot of different programs, see how people did things, and then took this job here and has really turned the Ohio program around.
It was Fawn Cooper who was shaken up. But back to the action. Pettigrew on 3rd and short.
And they got a nice mark there. Initially, that line judge was coming in. I didn't think he was going to give it to him as Gerald Moore makes the play. And I think that's a close one. They're going to give him the first down, but that was close. Take a look at this. You see where that yard to make is, and he kind of disappears. I don't know. It's always tough to challenge a spot or look at a spot and get it exact. But Bowling Green got the benefit of the doubt there.
And they have a first down for the 19 of Ohio. Third time they have converted on 3rd down on the ground tonight has Bowling Green, and they'll use a timeout. A minute 29 remaining in this third quarter. Well, the special teams and in particular punting, it's been a nightmare tonight for Ohio.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like it. First punt, Brian Sutton blocks, and then Venom is not able to make the handle on the ball, picks it up, and then they put Weller in, the kicker, to try to punt. He can't handle the football, leads to a safety, and then in the return game, they have a problem holding on to the football. And then the most recent punt, this one blocked by I.J. Barima and picked up by Sutton. And I don't believe I've ever seen a team struggle with their punt game as much as Frank Solich's Bobcats are tonight.
And this seems like it's just come out of nowhere, Ray. This hasn't been an issue.
No, not at all. Not at all. And God, you take so many things for granted in the game of football. Things like the punter snap. And when you don't execute them, they really come back and bite you.
First down, Bowling Green. They have the 5-point lead. Under a minute and a half to go in this third quarter from here in Athens, Ohio. Samuel has a blocker to the 15-yard line. Corey Hastings, the tackle for Ohio.
Plays like that one where Samuel will go to the quarterback to get the ball and then come back to the side where he initially was to run the ball. That's really tough on linebackers as far as getting your keys, because you try to establish flow in your mind, and it's difficult to do, and the flow pretty much changes right in the midst of the play, and Samuel takes great advantage of it with his quickness.
Second down at 5. Clock running, under a minute to play in the third quarter. 3 receivers to the right. Schultz barks instructions at the line. Too high, incomplete, looking for Chris Gallen at the 7.
A miscommunication there between Schultz and Gallen. Bowling Green has struggled in the red zone. I mean, they're 119th in the country. Well, it says 118th there. What's the difference?
There's only 120 teams in the FBS, so it's near the bottom.
Yes, it is. But so far tonight, they're 2 for 2, getting points on the board.
A third down and 5 from the 14 of Ohio. Samuel running right. First down. Inside the 5. Down near the 4. It'll be first and goal, Bowling Green. Finally wrapped up by Jelani Wosley, but Anton Samuel, another first down run.
And you're just going to see linemen pull over here and lead this thing. And I tell you what's happening. They're catching them in nickel defense. They bring Nathan Carpenter in as the extra guy, and it's only a 6-man box. And because of that, we've seen Bowling Green have incredible success all night long running on 3rd and long against the nickel.
They're going to let the time expire here in the 3rd quarter and send it to quarter number 4. That's the end of 3. 4th quarter just ahead from here at Peden Stadium in Athens. Bowling Green marching again. First and goal, leading 19-14. We begin the 4th quarter. Bowling Green leading Ohio 19-14 as we continue Dr. Pepper's road to the conference championships. Bowling Green a first and goal from the Ohio 4-yard line. Samuel is the back. Do you expect to see him get the football right here?
That's the guy I give it to.
A look over their shoulder at the sideline. And they give it to Samuel. Pushing the pile. Is he in? It looks like he is.
I say he is.
No signal yet. Yes, now there is. Touchdown.
Very similar to the first touchdown we saw tonight from Samuel, where it's leg drive and want to at the end of this play. Looks like he stopped there about the 3. He keeps pushing. Jordan Rosas, his big right tackle, came around. He kept pushing, and they just loaded into the end zone.
Second touchdown run of the night for Samuel, his 10th rushing touchdown of the season. Steven Stein for the point after, and as he knocks it through, that is Ray now 18 points off punt miscues tonight. It's been a problem for Ohio. We're early in this 4th still, though, 26-14. Samuel's second touchdown run has made it 26-14. Bowling Green, early moments of this 4th quarter. Celebrating its 8th year sponsoring the Good Hands Field Goal Nets, Allstate makes contributions to participating universities' general scholarship funds for each field goal and extra point kick. To date, Allstate has contributed more than $2.9 million in scholarship monies.
It's a lot of money.
And with that extra point tacked on by Stein, it's actually 19 points off of punt issues, shall we call it, tonight.
You usually don't get that many in a season off your punt game.
Overrun for a moment by Patterson, picks it up at the 10, gets ahead of steam. He's going 35-40 and tripped up at the 45-yard line. Lost the football, but he's down. 36-yard return.
If I'm Ohio, I'm in 4-down territory right now. I will not roll the punt team back out on this field. This is a really nice return. He fumbles around with the football, and a lot of times that'll cause the coverage team to overrun, which you see several guys overran this return. Nice job by Patterson of making up for that mistake of muffing the catch and getting down the field.
He was definitely down. He was rolling back over when it was punched out there from the backside. So first down from their own 47-yard line. Boykin to midfield. Well, we'll see if Ohio has some magic left here, down 26-14, but a lot of time to go here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, with Tyler Tettleton, he can make things happen. He can make plays. So they're not out of this one yet, but it's time.
Well, this being their best starting field position of the night, and to pass a little behind, twisting around Boykin.
Boykin's had that problem. I mean, throughout the several games I watched preparing for this, he had several drops. And it wouldn't surprise me to see Blankenship called on to get back into this ball game.
3rd down at 6. Tettleton.
He's 90 yards throwing the ball. His career low is 150, which he had against Akron earlier in the year.
He needed 83 yards coming in to become the Ohio all-time leader in career passing yards, so he has accomplished that. But numbers down tonight. Another incomplete pass. This at the 42-yard line for Tyler Futrell, and now it's 4th down, and just what you were talking about, Ray.
I don't do it. I don't bring him out here. I would not punt this football if I'm Frank Solich. And look, he's got him there, and he's talking to them all.
Eric Kerman, the big right guard, just got his hands on his hips. He's the only one standing over by where the line of scrimmage is waiting for him. Like, hey, you guys are coming back here. Watch. But here's Venom. He is going to punt.
And Bowling Green's doing him a favor. They're not coming after this one. We'll see if they can catch it, though.
He gets it away. And a little derisive applause from the fans here. The fair catch at the 16 for Ryan Burbrink. They got to build that confidence back up. I didn't think it was possible to lose confidence on your special teams and punting, but it's certainly been the case tonight.
Yeah, and he changed his style, too. He was taking forever to get those earlier ones off. He did a one-step punt on that one, did Venom.
Anton Samuel, the sophomore out of Opelika, Florida. Big night tonight for Bowling Green.
He's been a horse, and this horse is going to give a lot of people a ride into the end zone right here. That's just sure willpower and want to. And he's been special all night. Here's his second one. Another one where he's dragging guys into the end zone. Good for you, Anton. Playing very well tonight.
128 yards, came in averaging 91 per game. This is his 10th career 100-plus yard rushing game. Spinning around, but then pulled down for a loss by Corey Hastings.
Corey Hastings, he's seen that play happen several times, and he wasn't having any of it on this particular play. He just closes down hard after off of the down block, and Brother Scott had to like that one.
Scott there in the military fatigues. You are a strong one, sir. We appreciate having you in the crowd tonight. The Purple Heart recipient. Out to the left side. At the 20-yard line. Samuel. Gerald Moore putting a hit on him.
Nice hit by Gerald Moore coming up. He was a freshman All-American, and since that time, the fifth-year senior struggled with a lot of injuries. And when we were speaking to the Bowling Green coaching staff, they said, boy, Gerald Moore always has a good game against us. I haven't seen so much of that happen tonight, but that's a pretty good hit right there.
That was the first catch of the game for Samuel. He comes out on 3rd down and 6. The Falcons at their own 20. Schultz rolling out and too high, incomplete at the 25 for Burbrink. Well, the Ohio defense accomplished what they wanted, and that's a 3 and out to get the football back with 12:42 to go.
And they were fortunate to do so because there was nobody near Burbrink. He would have easily picked up the first down. Schultz's throw was just a little bit too high.
Well, punting is not an issue for Bowling Green with Bryant Schmidtbush, one of the better ones in the nation. See the punts tonight, 4 for 54 and along a 57. They set up the return, and they actually kind of topped one. It takes a bounce and keeps rolling inside the 30-yard line of Ohio. Well, he didn't get, shall we say, good wood on that one, but he gets a good roll.
Yeah, I think that was one of those intentional rugby-style kicks.
That's a 56-yard punt with no return. Ohio ball down 26-14 with 12:27 to go.
ESPN College Football Primetime is presented by Russell Athletic, who reminds you that together we are.
Mark Daly along with Ray Bentley from here in Athens, Ohio. And yes, there is a Bentley Hall on campus here.
And that's where you go to learn about football, right there at Bentley Hall.
Oh.
Had a little fun with that.
Well, heat on Tyler Tettleton right now. The winner of this game continues to control their own destiny as far as the MAC East Division race. The loser does not. And Ohio takes over at their own 24-yard line, trailing 26-14. Boyk in the back. Pushes the pile up near the 29-yard line. Let's check in with the studio, and here's Chris Cotter.
Well, Mark, Ray, the second half of our NBA doubleheader is underway in L.A. Clippers and the 4-0 Spurs. It's a rematch of their second-round playoff series last year, a series in which the Spurs swept the upstart Clippers 4 straight. So the Clippers looking to reverse matters, but San Antonio's off to a good start.
Chris, thank you. Here's a pass out into the flat, and Boykin leveled there at the 32-yard line. Dwayne Woods and Gabe Martin came in to apply a big hit.
This is what you call Dwayne Woods laying the wood. Right here, gets him lined up. That's a big hit. A little help from Martin kind of teeing him up, and then Woods finishing with a big pop. Brings up his 3rd and short now. Critical for Tyler Tettleton and his Ohio Bobcats.
3 of 11 on 3rd down. And with that effort at the end, they're going to move the sticks. Boykin does.
I am surprised that Boykin's in this ballgame, because when Ohio when they played well tonight on offense, Blankenship has been the running back. Far and away, been a huge difference.
Clock running, just over 11 minutes to play. Boykin the handoff, cuts it back, but meets a wall there at the 38-yard line, right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Well, but we're finished here. We send you to the West Coast. MLS playoffs. San Jose Earthquakes to the LA Galaxy. San Jose took the first game. That is when we are finished. Tettleton almost had it picked off by Gabe Martin.
Well, Martin was laying in the weeds for that one. Kind of set Tettleton up on this slant. Tettleton's had to pull the slant down a couple of times tonight because of the good position of the defenders. And another almost play by Gabe Martin. Knocks it down, breaks it up. But he was kind of hoping he would have got himself an interception there, and he should have.
Well, he was trying to find Darius Vick, who's the backup quarterback who's been playing some whiteout tonight. Now Blankenship comes into the game in the backfield. Tettleton running left, deflected, incomplete.
And Chris Jones brought the pressure that forced Tettleton out of the pocket.
4th down.
Here he comes. There he is, 91 off the edge. They tried to chip him, couldn't get to him. Tettleton's trying to get it to his high school teammate. Wasn't able to fit it into that spot.
Get him to punt. Tettleton, by the way, 17 yards passing in this second half. Burbrink back at his own 22. He set up the return. Good punt this time from Venom. Fair catch called for at the 24 by Ryan Burbrink. But we're down to 10 minutes, 11 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Bowling Green has the ball back in the 26-14 lead. Just over 10 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. Bowling Green 26, Ohio 14 from Peden Stadium in Athens, Ohio. BCS Countdown is on ESPN and ESPNU Sunday, a day after the dust settles. Our analysts break down the key victories, defeats, and reveal the latest BCS standings. Who rises, who falls. Plus, we look ahead at the key matchups for the following week. BCS Countdown Sunday at 8:30 on ESPN, then at 9 on ESPNU, presented by Vizio. From the I formation, Bowling Green. First down from their own 24. Keep it on the ground. Samuel, the whole 30-yard line. Spins, breaks another tackle across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Gain of 13.
Well, here's your BCS standings, the top 10. And you got those 4 undefeateds at the top. And that's the one everyone's keeping an eye on. You know, this would be the perfect year for that 4-team playoff.
Right.
It's not going to happen for a couple of years, but...
Yeah, the reason I mentioned Louisville earlier, not that I think they're going to crack the top 4, but they are still unbeaten.
That they are. You're a big Louisville fan. You got to admit it, right?
I like Teddy Bridgewater, what we've seen.
I like their head coach, Charlie Strong. He's got a program going now.
Keeping it on the ground, eating some clock. It's a 2-score game, Ray. You would think Bowling Green would like to run some of this clock here with under 9.5 to go now.
And they have gotten into a situation where they've got 2 tight ends in the ball game and a fullback. And you're right, they're going to pound it. And that's what the strength of this football team is. So why not?
141 yards rushing. For the The 5'11" sophomore out of Opelika, Florida. Empty backfield, 2nd and 9. Samuel, who's been dinged up, back this week after missing their last game against UMass, and the slide by Schultz up near midfield.
Well, you give it to Samuel enough, you're going to convince the defense that's where you're going with it. And when it gets to that point, it's time for the quarterback, Matt Schultz, to hang on to it, and he does a great job with the fakes. I got to tell you, he is a very good ball faker. I mean, look at all these defenders. Everybody buys into it, so there's plenty of room to get out to the outside there for Matt Schultz.
Well, the second score of the game for Bowling Green tonight was an incredible fake from Schultz that found Gallen for a 55-yard touchdown reception. Have we named that play yet? You called it kind of a fake Statue of Liberty.
That's what I would call a fake Statue of Liberty X delay go. Just off the top of my head, that's what I'd call it. You can learn more about that over at Bentley Hall here.
Yeah, that's right. That's the place to go.
Beautiful Ohio University campus.
See you in class tomorrow morning.
Yeah. You have fun. If I don't get there on time, you start without me.
Thought you'd say that. 2nd down and 8. And clock rolling. Just over 7.5 minutes left. Samuel does have the football. I can guarantee you that this time. And Corey Hastings wraps him up.
Well, they weren't really fooling anybody with that empty backfield set because they had Samuel in a wing position along with the tight end Bear on the other side, and they've run a lot out of that formation. And a little motion for Samuel. Gets the ball from the quarterback and tries to stick it up there, and he's going to get a little bit of a break right now, and a well-deserved one with 25 carries, 143 yards, and a pair of touchdowns on the night for Anton Samuel.
The 25 carries, Ray, a career high in a game for Samuel. 3rd down and 8. Screen. And they're going to be well short of the first down. Burbrink, that is, with the catch.
Little tunnel screen, and the Ohio defense rallied to make the play, and they'll get a chance to get the football back.
Ohio has all 3 of their timeouts left, but it's a 2-score game right now.
It's only been 34 total passing yards here in the second half. That's an amazing number.
Clark back for Ohio. Schmidt-Bush. His short punt, trying to place it inside the 20. Does so with the roll. And they're going to down it right near the 15-yard line. Well, Tyler Tettleton, who's been such a great leader on the field and off the field for that matter, does he have some late magic left for the Bobcats? .5:53 to play in the 4th quarter. 26-14 Bowling Green. ESPN College Football on this Wednesday night, presented by Russell Athletic. Ohio takes over at their own 16-yard line. Swung out. Not much of a gain for Blankenship out of the backfield. Brought down by Gabe Martin.
Gabe Martin has really single-handedly taken away the throwing game to the backs tonight. The only one they really got was in that first drive when Blankenship had the nice reception. Since that time, haven't been able to do much throwing the ball to the backs.
Tettleton finds Blankenship here on the near side this time. He's pushed out of bounds near the 20, again by Gabe Martin. But that's going to be a 3rd and about 6.
Gabe Martin has also had a big game in terms of containing Tyler Tettleton and making sure he doesn't hurt that Bowling Green defense with his scrambling and his getting to the edge.
Call it a 3rd and 7 as they spotted at the 19-yard line. Ohio 4 of 13 on 3rd down tonight. Tettleton has time, deflected, and nearly intercepted but incomplete. Tipped by Gabe Martin.
I think you have to go for it here. If you have any designs on coming back in this ball game, I think you have to go for it, even though you're in such horrible field position. I think it's 4 down, not necessarily territory, but 4 down time in this ball game.
But if they don't make it,
well, you punt it away, and you're still not going to win. I think you take your shot right here.
And they're going to go for it on 4th and 7 from the 19. They need to get to the 26 for a first down. Tettleton rolls out. He needs yards after catch. And it's going to be close, but it looks like he got it. Chase Cochran, who has a touchdown tonight, kind of rolled over the defender. That helped him gain a little extra ground, too.
I think that's what got him the impetus for the first down. I think he's going to be short until he rolls over the top right there.
So they convert on 4th down. First down from their 27. Tettleton slings it out, incomplete, and taking a big hit. A flag comes out. Blankenship hit by Martin.
That's right.
I don't know about that one, Ray.
Looked like football to me.
It did.
After the play, personal foul. Number 11, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
It's obviously going to help out the Bobcats here, but let's take another look at this. And again, this is slow-mo in real time. Well,
that ball was still alive. Blankenship was still trying to get it when he got hit. That's a tough call. Now, it depends on what they call. Did they call late hit, or did they call hitting a defenseless player, targeting? Did he lead with the helmet? I mean, there's all those variations of what they could have called there, but it did not look like a penalty to me.
7th penalty called against Bowling Green tonight. He penalized 61 yards.
But that's today's football.
Tettleton into a crowd, incomplete over on the sideline. Bowling Green is trying to win their 6th consecutive game, and their defense has been a big reason why.
Yeah, they're holding pretty close to their numbers. You see that 3rd down defense right in there close, the points close, the total yards point very close. They have allowed a little bit more on the running game, but it's all about points. And to hold this Ohio offense to 14 is pretty significant.
Ohio's averaging 462 yards of total offense coming in, and well shy of that. It's going to help him, though. Waters with a catch and a first down into Bowling Green territory.
And you're going to see the Bowling Green defenders kind of lay off a little bit. The only thing that can kill them is a quick score, something thrown over their head. So it should open up things like that for Tettleton.
Clock running. And Ohio has all 3 of their timeouts. 4 receivers, 3 of them to the right side. First down from the 43 of the Falcons. Stepping up now, batting. He's spinning around. Still has the football. Tettleton. It's a block from Blankenship. Rolls to the far side of the field and will run the football out of bounds at the 40, but a flag.
To me, that's got to be defensive holding downfield by the Bowling Green secondary.
Our referee tonight, Mike Conlon. Haven't had to use the replay official tonight, James Robinson.
I'm sure he's quite happy about that.
Holding, defense, number 23.
Get Aaron Foster on the hold.
And that's so hard to do. They call it plaster when the quarterback starts running around like that. You're supposed to plaster to a receiver. If you're in zone, you pick a guy in your area. If you're in man-to-man, obviously you want to stick to that man you have. And they can shake you up pretty good. I can understand why Aaron Foster would reach out and grab somebody. But Tettleton made that play with his escapability.
And we're finished here. MLS playoff, San Jose and LA from California.
I don't understand what the conference is over there with these officials.
Just now marking off the penalty that's going to take it inside the 35.
They're not in a hurry to go anywhere.
The 10-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the run and will result in a first down.
I guess that was discussion about how to get to the end of the run. So that's going to add a few more yards up to the 31-yard line.
Now you'll see the Bowling Green defense tighten up a little bit.
Clock rolling, under 4 minutes to go. It's a 2-score game. Towards the sideline, incomplete at the 17-yard line for Chase Cochran. Well, coming into this game, Ohio's only been beaten one time, and it was a few weeks ago against Miami of Ohio.
And all they need is a field goal. Last play, Tyler Tettleton, all he had to do was throw this away. The only thing he could not do was allow a sack. And he did. And that led to the Miami victory by 3 over Ohio. They were in field goal range, had time, just need to throw it away. And that was a heartbreaking loss for this Bobcat football team.
Could not win it or send it to overtime. It's been their only loss, but trailing here. Bakari Bussey getting near the marker. It looks like he has a first down at the 21-yard line. Stopping the clock, getting out of bounds with 3:37 to go. Ryan Sutton on the coverage.
A host of new defenders came off the bench for Bowling Green, bringing in fresh bodies as this has become a long, extended drive. Giving the starters a rest, now they've brought them back out.
Blankenship is the back. Going towards the end zone. Contact, but incidental. Incomplete. The intended receiver, Tyler Futrell. Brian Sutton was right there running along with him.
Oh, and Sutton never looked back for the ball. And that's where you wonder will the penalty flag be thrown, and it probably should have. I think he got the hands in there before the ball came, and he also never got his head turned around. I think they missed one there. That should have been a pass interference.
And it's second down and 10 from the 20. Tettleton to the flat at the 15-yard line. Ryan Clark trying to get out of bounds and does around the 13. A pick up a 7. Cameron Truss on the coverage. And it's a 12-point game, so they have to score a touchdown.
Right, field goal doesn't help you get to within a single score. Excuse me, they need touchdown.
Which makes the safety a big play, too.
That it does.
The problems in the special teams has been a big story tonight for Ohio. Third down and 3. Tettleton under heat and a sack back at the 30. A loss of 16. Aaron Foster with the sack.
And Foster makes up for the penalty that he had earlier in this drive with a sack on Tettleton, and you don't often see guys catch Tettleton. You never see a defensive lineman catch him. They took a cornerback on a blitz to catch Tettleton in the backfield.
Ted Ouellette, a little slow getting up, but under his own power heading off for Bowling Green. This is the 4th sack tonight for this Bowling Green defense.
And it was a blitz off the edge by Foster, and there you see him runs down Tettleton.
Well, if Bowling Green hangs on to win this game, it would be their 6th consecutive victory, and they have a big date against Kent State next week in Bowling Green at Doak Perry Stadium.
They are the hottest football team in the MAC pretty much right now, are these Bowling Green Falcons, at least in the East.
Ohio, although they're at Ball State next week. Yeah. We saw what Ball State did last night with the upset of Toledo.
I don't want to take anything away from Kent State, though. They're the top dogs here in the East right now.
4th down. Game on the line here. Tettleton scrambling. Throws it across the middle. Rollback tackled at the 21, and they'll turn it over on downs. Needed to get to the 10.
That sack was devastating.
Well, Tettleton only sacked 10 times coming into tonight. Sacked 4 times in this game. Let's check in with the studio. Here's Chris Cotter.
All right, from one brand of football to another, we've got MLS playoffs action coming your way on ESPN2. Second leg between the Galaxy and the Earthquakes. Now, San Jose took the first leg 1-0 in LA, so the Galaxy have a little work to do. 11:18 kickoff here on ESPN2.
Chris, thanks. Look forward to that. We have 2:24 to go here in the fourth quarter from Athens, Ohio, and Bowling Green up 26-14. Take over at their own 21-yard line. They're in motion. Samuel. Boy, he's been hard to bring down tonight.
And I would expect Ohio to use their timeouts, and they have.
Use their first to stop it with 2:14 to play.
I mean, chances are pretty slim at this point, but you got to play it out, and Frank Solich will.
Well, number 10 Florida State highlights Thursday night's battle in Blacksburg as E.J. Manuel leads the Seminoles against Logan Thomas and the Hokies. College football primetime served by Applebee's. Florida State, Virginia Tech. Thursday at 7:30 on ESPN and also live on Watch ESPN.
Coach Solich done an excellent job rebuilding things here in Ohio. Talked to Jim Schaus, the athletic director here at Ohio University, and they're going to build a new football building to have an indoor practice facility. Going to upgrade the locker room. They got all kinds of things that they're planning to do, and Frank Solich has just done an outstanding job of turning this program around. They've got 3 consecutive years gone to bowls. They've won a bowl game last year, first time that had ever been done here. So Frank's done a lot of good things here at Ohio.
They came back to win the famous Idaho Potato Bowl over Utah State last year, won in 24-23. Keeping it on the ground and forcing Ohio to burn their second timeout, stopping the clock with 2:09 left. Well, the loser of this game loses control of their own destiny, as they say. As Kent State is the lone unbeaten in the East. If Bowling Green wins, they would be 5-1. And again, they play Kent State next week. So that's why they would still have control of their own destiny to try to win the East. And Toledo took a hit last night, losing to Ball State, leaving Northern Illinois as the lone unbeaten in conference over on the west side. Of course, Northern Illinois beat Ohio last year in the MAC championship game. A game that Ohio led at the half 20-0. And NIU came back and won at 23-20.
And on that west side, Toledo still is yet to play Northern Illinois, so they still are in control of their own destiny.
Good year going on in the MAC here.
It is. I'm a big MAC supporter, having gone and played up at Central Michigan with the Chippewas back in my day, and love to see the MAC do well.
3rd and 5. Samuel, a career high for carries, just running around the backfield. Has his quarterback as a blocker, and he has a first down across midfield, banged down at the 44-yard line.
That was a backbreaker right there.
31-yard gain.
What a cut by Anton Samuel. There was nothing to do. Look at him over here on the left, his left side. There's defenders all over the place. He does a spin, comes back the other way. Schultz gets in front of him to block. He didn't hit anybody, but he looked good running down the field. And that was what you call the clincher, I believe.
179 yards, a career high for Anton Samuel.
In both carries and yards.
Content to eat some clock now with 1:20 to go.
And I don't know that Ohio will use their final timeout at this point.
Copy that.
In fact, if Bowling Green wanted to, they can just take a knee. And Dave Clawson he's done a great job. We talked about Frank Solich. How about what Dave Clawson has done over at Bowling Green in his 4th year? The turnaround that they've made and the way they built this thing on defense and a good running game with the tailback and a solid quarterback who doesn't turn the ball over. They're an impressive program right now.
So they win their 6th in a row. Bowling Green will go to 7-3 overall and 5-1 in conference. And Ohio University will drop to 8-2 and 4-2 in conference. 6 straight wins for Dave Clawson's team.
And they came in here and took it tonight. They were the more physical team. They executed better. And they came on the road to get their 6th in a row. Pretty impressive outfit.
Well, Ohio scored a touchdown on the first possession of the game. But really, from that point on, Ray, in many facets, Bowling Green dominated.
Actually, it was the first possession of each half. Ohio looked like Ohio. Other than that, the Bowling Green defense is the one that really they shine tonight.
181 yards for Anton Samuels. So once again, our final score, Bowling Green 26 and Ohio 14. Coming up next is the Major League Soccer playoffs as the San Jose Earthquakes take on the Los Angeles Galaxy. We'll join Max Britos. For Ray Bentley and our entire crew, I'm Mark Neely. Thanks for watching and so long.